for Friday, October 17th. Markets kind of took a breather yesterday, chopping around, basically flat on the day. Dow Jones did manage to eke out a small loss, $24.50. But all in all, 1/10 of 1%, 4/10 of 1% across the board. Very quiet. We did get a little volatility early on in the morning and then kind of flatlined. What's interesting is that crude oil is starting to spike. So we had our inventories come out, and was to be expected. I had a bigger build, and when you have an asset class, a commodity such as crude oil that has been decimated for the last 2 months, trading actually below 80 at one point yesterday. There's nowhere to go really but up, and sure enough, we had a nice little short squeeze yesterday, and I think today may be a good little day to watch crude oil if you're trading USO via the ETF. It's Friday. A lot of short traders don't want to go over the weekend short, so you might get another big push in the commodity itself. So keep an eye on that. So let's do our analysis, and I did our analysis work on the indexes again. And when we get a lot of volatility, I like to just make it really simple and see where we are headed, where do we get to, and where are we possibly going now. So here is the ES. As you can see, the daily chart. We basically hit our second downside targets, all within like 50 cents, 40 cents on some of them, to a penny on the other indexes. So pretty good targets that we hit. Now we need to see if we do get a bounce, do we get some upside targets, and then of course does the rally fail. So we're going to monitor any kind of bounce, and we're going to watch that volume, because that's going to give us a good indication. Is the bounce for real, or is it just going to roll over and die again? So that's something that we're going to be looking for. Now you can see RSI all the way down to below 30. We did break back above the line and above 30. That's somewhat bullish. We did have better volume. So this morning we're up about $23, and that came on early on, somewhere around 3:30 in the morning. Markets kind of recovered and started to move higher. Some good stuff coming out of Europe. So we did get a little bit of a push. So the really targets here, you're going to have 1900 as decent round lot resistance. And remember, everything that was support is now resistance. And then that 20 comes in at 1918. So let's keep an eye on this area here, that 1918, 1920-ish area, and see if we do fail and start to roll back down again. Now, on the 4-hour chart, it's really somewhat around that area, 1918, 1920. And if you remember, that was that downside target at Head and Shoulders that I called out weeks ago, and that measured down to 1922. So that's going to be a pretty decent spot here for a bounce. And as you can see, our downside targets were hit pretty much to a penny. That 1815 we got as low as 1812. So good analysis. And now we're back on the underside of this downtrend channel. So we break back above it. It wouldn't surprise me if we kind of break back up and push up a little higher into that 19-ish area. So that's something I'm going to be looking for a possible failure. Now, do I short when it's up there? No. You wait for that trigger, and it would be a moving average crossover or a candlestick reversal. Anything that's in your trading plan, that's what I would be doing. So I'm looking for a bounce into that area, and then a reversal of that candlestick low, and then that's when I would start looking to get short. Otherwise, the market could continue just to move higher. Now, remember, we're in the middle of October, so there's only about 6-7 weeks left of during the holidays, and that's where we do get some sort of a decent bounce. Here's the diamonds, the Dow Jones. So, obviously the target would be that 200, and that's what I'm going to be looking for any upside targets, and then fail. Okay, so that's the failure point right there. Transports did well yesterday, but on lighter volume. And again, that area is going to be the underside of this uptrend channel, where we coincide nicely with some moving averages. So 148.5, even 149. If it does get back above there, is what I'm looking for to see if that market fails. Now, what would be nice would be that all of the indices get to an area of that resistance of what I just called, and then fail together as one. Now that's perfect, because then you're going to have symmetry in all the indexes instead of one leader, holding up the other four indexes. Okay, so now we have the IWM. Same thing. Nice little area here. We hit that literally within about 20 cents, that 103 area. So 103.54 was the low. 103 was our target, so that's not too bad. And then now let's take a look and see some upside targets. And what I did do is I just took a high to low from here, and as you can see, that 50% comes in at 110, 61.8%, just underneath that 200 period. So that's nice. That would be a beautiful area if we can get a big bounce like that and then fail. That would be really, really nice. And that's something that I'm looking for to see. Do I think the market is done and maybe has put a bottom for the rest of the year, the last 6-7 weeks? I don't know. It's early to tell. We only have really one decent day, and you had another index that actually recovered. So it's tough. It's tough to say. We need another day or two. Today is Friday. Usually get a little bit of a bullish bias on Friday. And if there's any shorts right now, I'm sure they're going to try to cover and probably squeeze this market today as well. So next week will be a better review of the indexes and see if we have put a local low in place that we can trade that going into the end of the year. So we'll see. Last is going to be the Qs. We're just underneath that 200. Again, I'm looking for any targets area right in this area, 95-ish. Even 96, and then see if we fail and start to head back lower again. So those are your upside targets to look for failure. Keep an eye on them, mark them on the charts, and let's see what happens in the next few days. If the volume is lighter every day, and there's really no oomph to the upside, that's going to be your cue to look for a trigger to start looking to short the market. That's going to be that bounce that you're looking for. And then I think we get one more downside push. And then that would be pretty much it. And then hopefully we get a nice little Santa Claus rally going into the end of the year. Remember, that does not have to happen, so just keep that in mind, all right? And we'll leave you one more thought. You've heard me say before, markets are definitely made to fool the masses, so just keep that thought in mind as well. Have a great weekend all, and I'll talk to you on Monday.